Keep in Style is tremendous fun. This is a Betty Boop cartoon, originally released in 1930. Directed by Dave Fleischer and Myron Waldman, and Betty Boop is voiced in this cartoon by Questel. And I won't explain anything specific, as I don't want to give it away, but I will tell you about what you can expect. And then towards the end, I will give a spoiler warning and discuss a few personal highlights. So Betty Boop is putting on a show, and she's showcasing designs of the future. I absolutely love watching classic cartoons where they imagine what things might be like in the future, because sometimes they'll present these really outrageous ideas, and then now that it's the future, some of those have actually come into fruition, and that's kind of scary. I don't think that happened here on any occasion, but we do have some pretty fun designs. She first of all looks at different car designs, and then she looks at different household appliances and other things that can be helpful for the family. And then she showcases a variety of fashion items, and one of them does look great, but I think it got more attention than was necessary. But I will, with a spoiler warning, discuss what I mean by that. The pacing is really great. It takes maybe a minute to get to the point. Before that, we have some scenes in the auditorium. People are filing in. We have loads of different character designs, really very atmospheric. And really thoroughly enjoyed the intro. And then Betty Boop is on stage and she's showcasing these various things, and they are really good fun. Some of them are quite funny, very entertaining, definitely very creative. And I feel like each of the main sections got equal screen time as well. None felt too rushed or like we were spending too much time on them, apart from the thing that I've alluded to, and I will go into more detail about that in a moment. It's beautifully animated. The animation quality is absolutely stunning. It's not too busy. We don't have too much to look at in the backgrounds, which means that we can really focus on this fun invention without worrying about being distracted by too much chaos. And I think that definitely works really, really well. Betty Boop as a character was really enjoyable. Obviously, we have a great vocal performance from Questel, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Partly, as I said, because I do love this kind of cartoon where we have some creative ideas for what things might be like in the future, or things that are meant to come across as being quite creative and futuristic. But even though I don't think many of them are too close to what we have today, it was still really good fun. And if you're a Betty Boop fan, I definitely recommend it. So with a spoiler warning now, I will mention a couple of highlights. And I will also talk about the part that I think we maybe spend a little too much time on. And I'll get that out of the way first. I'm referring to the ankle skirts. And these are, as the name suggests, skirts that you put on each ankle. Kind of like leg warmers, but only if the elastic's around one part. That's the most basic way I can think of describing it. But certainly they look great. I think visually they're very entertaining, but they do take up more than a minute of the cartoon. In fact, I'd say almost 2 minutes are spent on these ankle skirts. And while I enjoyed them, I don't think they're worth almost a third of the cartoon. So the pacing there for me wasn't amazing. They just weren't that interesting. They were good. I liked them. But I would have rather we spent that time looking at some other fun fashion designs or household appliances or anything like that. And then we get to some personal highlights. The first thing we see is actually one of my favourites, and it's a car, and we get to see a cross-section of the car with loads of family members crammed inside of it. Highly impractical, but very, very funny. I also loved the look of the 4-tier baby carriage. Not tremendously unlike the 4-tier pushchairs that we have today, except they're all on top of each other rather than being side by side. I can't even imagine how difficult that must be to push a 4-baby stroller. I cannot imagine. But certainly the animation for this one I found to be very entertaining. And we also have a piano that turns into something else as well. And visually, I thought that was very, very effective. And I did like the ankle skirts. I thought they looked really good. But as I said, not quite enough for being almost 2 minutes of the cartoon. But I enjoyed this one a lot. I thought Keep in Style was tremendous fun, beautifully animated, very creative. And if you're a fan of Betty Boop, it is definitely worth watching.